Always say your prayers. Why you keep stealing my shit? Hi you guys, welcome back to the channel. As you know, I told you guys I was gonna do another video, so I just got back from the store and cooking all this. So on the menu today, we have chicken fajita soft tacos. And this is rotisserie chicken that I deboned and cooked it fajita style with bell pepper, onion, some mushrooms, and sauteed it in a pan with butter, minced garlic, lime juice, a little bit of chicken broth, and then fajita seasoning, and then just topped it with cheese and tomatoes. Oh my God, it's so good. And then we got some of the salsa verde chips right here. We have guacamole and salsa. I wanted to make my homemade guac, but I was so pissed because none of the avocados were ripe. That makes me so mad because store-bought guacamole is crap. I mean, it's not crap, but compared to my homemade, it's crap. But I mean, it's doable, so that's what we got here. And then just store-bought salsa with some limes. We got the coldest water bottle right here. Y'all get you one, go in my description box. And two links will be there. One to enter the freest giveaway. They give a free one away every week. Or to buy your own, you can get 10% off your order if you type in the code word coldest. So we got some salsas and more sour cream on the side. Of course, I got the Mexican crema, however you say it. All right, I'm gonna pray and get into this. I'm so hungry. Thank you, Father, for this food. Bless this food and sanctify it by your word. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. And always say your prayers. And I washed my hair, okay? So look, there's no ranch in it this time. Oh my God. I can't even, that was ridiculous. If you guys saw my car video this morning, yeah, I'm doing 2 uploads today. Oops. Okay. So, I've never done 2 uploads on my channel since I started, so I'm gonna try this. Yeah, so I didn't have time for nothing. I got done with that video this morning, went straight to the store, bought all this food, came back, cooked it. Came back, took a shower, cooked it. Got ready. Here we are. These chips are so dang good. Oh my God. And that's what those are. I always see Big Eye Appetite eat those chips. I'm like, I love those chips. So, I'm like embarrassed of my nails. I'm so embarrassed. So I like want to do this while I eat, but I know I can't. Okay. These chips. This is going to be so messy, I can already tell you. So you might not want to watch this video because, yeah. Are you kidding me right now? Whew. Okay. Look inside there. my god, look at that. It just got all over my... Everything fell out. Why? Bill. If you saw an edit just then, is because half this taco's on the floor. Oh my god. What the heck? That was absolutely rude. Just, it's like... Okay, I'm going to tell Missy story time. So, for those of you who don't like it and are bored with it, just click off the video. You don't got to watch. Or, if you just like the way I eat, mute my ass. But... yeah, it's not going to be a long one. Look at my hair. Ugh. So that I think I left off on a Thursday with her, or maybe it was Friday, because there were some times where I worked on a Saturday. So good. So I went there, I pulled up. It was the next morning. Remember that the last time I saw her, she was begging me to stay the night with her. Remember that? Okay, so I came back the next day and I pulled up in her driveway, even though she said multiple times, "Don't park in my driveway." I did it anyways because her driveway was like 10 miles long. Shit. So when I pulled up, I saw her door was open and I was like, I don't want to fork. I was like, yes, she's gonna let me in. So I should have made nachos instead. It's spilling all over. Look at that bite. I pulled up, I got out of the car, I walk up to the door, and I hear talking, and I'm like, what the hell? So I sit there and I ring the doorbell. And then her daughter-in-law comes to the door and she opens it. She goes, "Good morning, Kristen. How are you?" I said, "Oh, good morning, so-and-so." I said, "How are you?" And she goes, "Oh, good." She goes, "Come on in." I was like, what is going on here? Oh, God. So she was standing in the kitchen, like doing some paperwork or something, and Miss C was in the backyard on her little bench just staring out at the trees and the birds. So good. So I put my stuff down. I said, "I'm surprised to see you here." I said, "Thank God, because she never lets me in." I started like laughing. And she goes, "Yeah, I know. I'm so sorry." Then she's like, "Oh, I'm just doing some paperwork and just don't mind me." I said, "Okay." I put my stuff down. I went, got the logbook, logged in. Came back and she goes, "Well, how's your morning been?" I said, "Good, and you?" She's like, "Very good, thank you." And then she goes, "Well, I'm going to take off," she said, "but I'll be back in a few hours because I need to do some more things around here." I said, "Okay, yeah, sure, no problem." So I said, "Okay." So she told me that Missy just got up a little, a few minutes ago. So she's, just walked out there and sat down. So I said, "Okay, well, I guess I'll go out there and sit with her." And she goes, "All right, I'll be back." So she left. This is so good. My family's in there eating too, so. They're eating the same thing. So I went out there and I sat down with her. I said, "Good morning, Miss C. How are you doing today?" And she just looks at me and she goes, "Fine." I was like, whoa, she talked to me. Okay. So I sat, I sat with her. And then sat there for about an hour. She didn't say anything. I didn't say anything. Just, for a while I sat there and watched the outside with her. But then I was like, okay. So I got on my phone. And then she looked at me out of the blue. So she looked at me out of the blue and she goes, "Just what do you do on those phones you call cell phones?" And I said, "Oh, I'm just looking at current news, stuff like that." And she goes, oh. She goes, I thought they were for something else. She goes, well, I have one, but I don't know how to use it. She always had a snotty ass, you know, little toot when she talked to me. So I said, oh, yeah. She's like, they're too complicated nowadays. I just like a landline where you just pick it up and you don't have all this fancy stuff you have to do. So I said, yeah, that is true. And I was about to start making conversation, right, about cell phone, because when I had a chance to talk to her, I jumped on it because she would never talk to me. Before I could start talking, she goes, so do you really have 6 kids? I said, yes, I do. She asked me that like 3 times before, but I don't know. And I said, you only have 1 son, huh? I said, you're a smart woman. You stopped at 1. And then she looks at me and she goes, no, as a matter of fact, I have 2 children. I was floored because I was like, wait, what? I didn't hear about a 2nd child. And I was also like freaking out because, okay, if her daughter's still alive, why isn't her daughter taking care of her? And why is her daughter-in-law taking care of her and not her daughter? So I knew there was something suspicious there. So I said, Missy, I didn't know you had a daughter. I said, is she alive and well? And where is she living? And she goes, oh, she lives, you know, back at our home state. And she told me, but, I don't want to give out too much info. Yeah, I was curious. I was like, I said, do you ever see her? Does she ever come to visit you? She's kind of glaring at me and she goes, we don't get along and we haven't talked in years. And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm really, really sorry about that. She goes, the only person I was close to was my son and he's no longer here, is he? She goes, you're lucky all your 6 kids are alive. I was like, okay. So she gets up. After she said, you're lucky that all your kids are still alive, she immediately gets up. And I said, yes, I'm very thankful for that. Thank you. And I said, I would like to know more about your daughter. If you would like to share. And she just like walked past me, you know, and she like went inside the house and I was like, wow. So she went in the kitchen and I followed her. I'm like, you know what? She's in a talkative mood and I'm going to get some information out of her because I'm nosy as hell. So, I followed her in there and I'm like, you know, she's staying there. And I said, she's standing at the kitchen. So I sit at the little bar, you know, the island. And she's like going through cupboards and stuff. Like, she's trying to act like she was doing something, but she wasn't doing shit. You know what I mean? She just kind of... So I could tell that, you know, she she wanted to, you know, to have a conversation about this. So I said, how old is your daughter, Missy? And she turned around, looked at me, and she goes, I can't remember how old she said she was. I can't, for the life of me, I can't remember. I'm not going to make up some name. But, you know, she's an older woman. She is married, no children. But she lives, you know, states away. So she's like, oh, she's this age. You know, I think she said like her 60s or something like that. Mid-60s, something like that. Anyways, so I said, well, do you have a picture of her? And then she goes, oh, you want to see more pictures? And I was like, I would love to. So then we went back into, you know, where her photo albums are. And I'm like, oh God. You know, because that's the last thing she went off on me about. This is so good, but it's beyond messy. I'll just put it on top. There we go. Oh my God, you hear my stomach? Look at that bite. That's ridiculous. Is the messiest mukbang I've ever done. Oh my God. Half this shit's on the floor. She starts going through her photo albums, and she has like a ton of them. And then she goes, oh, here's some. So I walked over there and she was showing me this album that they went on a cruise together. And it was Miss C and her 2 kids and her husband. Her daughter looked just like her husband. And the son looked just like Missy. So, they were all 4 standing there. It was a really great picture of them standing, you know, like, with the ship behind them and then you see the water. A really, really pretty picture. There was like the sunset in the back. I said, Missy, how come you and your daughter had a falling out? How come you don't talk, if you don't mind me asking? You know, I know those are intrusive, rude questions, but I kind of had the feeling she wanted to talk to me or talk to someone or, you know. And she said, she goes, oh, it happened years ago and we haven't talked since. She won't have anything to do with me. I said, oh, and I'm thinking in my head, it's because you're mean as fuck? Maybe that's why? So anyway, she was showing me a bunch of more, you know, photos and stuff, family photos and cruises and trips, all this stuff. And we were talking. Of course, I can't remember everything, but I didn't say a word this time. I was just watching. I was just, everything she showed me, I was like, oh, I love this picture. Oh, you know. She almost tore me to pieces last time. I said something about her damn pictures. So then we literally sat there, I'm not even kidding you, for about 2 hours. She was just showing me photo after photo after photo. And I sure in the hell didn't mind. I was loving it actually, because I love that. You know, looking at people's lives and, you know, the past and stuff. So then I looked at her and I said, Missy, can I ask you a question, a personal question? And she goes, what? And I said, I know that your son and your husband died of cancer, but what kind of cancer did they die from? And she's like, they both died from colon cancer. And I was like, wow, really? I couldn't believe it. Both of them? I'm not, you know, a medical expert or anything, but I don't know, is colon cancer hereditary? I don't think so. I don't know, but that's what she said. They both died of colon cancer. So anyway, she said, do you want to hear something else? I said, yes, I would love to. She said, back when me and my husband first got married, I was healthy and I was in good shape and there was nothing wrong with my health or anything. She said, but years after I married my husband, I was diagnosed with colon cancer as well. I said, what? She said, yep. I couldn't believe it. I said, wow, that's crazy, all three of you. I said, but you're obviously fine. You know, you got through it. And she said, yes. She goes, you know, I caused my colon cancer. I did it to myself. I said, how do you mean? She gets up and she goes, she shuts the album and she goes back in to the kitchen. I thought she was going to show me something, so I followed her. She was standing at the, you know, the kitchen looking out the window. And I was just standing there and I said, are you okay? She goes, I'm fine. And she turned around and she said, well, when I first got married to my husband, she said, I was so embarrassed and scared to death to go to the bathroom around him. Number 2. So I said, oh. And she's like, so I just didn't go. What? I said, you never went to the bathroom around him? She said no. She did that for years. She said I mastered the skill of holding it in when he was home, and then when he was at work, I would take laxatives and I would let it rip. That's not what she said, but you know, in so many words, she said I would free myself and I'd go to the bathroom. But when he was home, and especially on the weekends, no, I learned to hold it, and I held it for many years. And when I started getting sick, I went to the doctor and they told me that I had colon cancer, and I started crying and I told the doctor that what I used to do for years, and he said, I don't know if this is true or not, this is just what she told me, that the doctor told her that causes colon cancer if you don't let yourself be free. But I don't know. I said I can understand that. I can understand you being embarrassed, you know, especially when you first get married. That is embarrassing. Then I said to her, I said, your husband never, like, asked you, like, later on down the road when you guys got more comfortable with each other, like, you know, I never see you go to the bathroom, you know? She's like, no. You know, she got all snotty with me, and I was like, okay. I'll drop that from there. She's not having it. So then when she heard that she had the cancer, she started taking care of her health, and she started going to the bathroom. And then she said that she would start going to the bathroom. She would make up like an excuse. Oh, I gotta go to check the mail, or I gotta go to the post office, or I gotta go to the grocery store, or something like that. And then she'd leave, and then she'd go to the bathroom, like somewhere, you know. She still would not go to the bathroom in front of him. So I said I used to have a, I haven't even taken a drink yet, and I've eaten all this food. I said, do you want to hear something funny? I said, I don't go to the bathroom for my husband either. And she looked at me and she goes, are you telling the truth? Or are you serious? Can't remember what she said. I said, no, I'm really serious. I don't go to the bathroom for my husband either. She goes, you don't hold it into you. I said, no, but I just don't do it when I'm around him. And she goes, okay, well, don't cause yourself to get colon cancer. And I was like, wow, she said something nice. I said, no, I won't. I said, I'm so sorry you went through that. Oops, I didn't want it to fall in there. So she said her husband went first of colon cancer. And then 5 years later, her son succumbed to colon cancer as well. And then she said, and then I was diagnosed with it, you know, before my husband or my son was. I was the first one diagnosed with it because of what I did. You know, our first few years of marriage, I just, you know, I held it in. So then she got through it. She went through chemo and all that stuff. And then, you know, thank God she got healed from it. Then her husband was diagnosed, and then he died. And then her son was, and then he died. So then I was like, wow, that's just, I was thinking in my head that is just crazy. But I'm eating like this because it's so messy. How can I eat it? It's falling apart. Sorry, guys, this is a messy one. I apologize. But some of you love it. I don't know. Okay. This is so freaking good. And Then her daughter-in-law comes back. So as soon as Missy heard her, you know, pull up, she like dropped the conversation and then she just went out to the porch patio. And then in walks her sister-in-law. I mean, daughter-in-law. I don't know why I keep mixing that shit up. And she's like, well, how's everything? I said, good. I said, actually, Missy has been very talkative today. She's never like that with me. And I'm like, you know, and she goes, that's good. That's really good. And then we started talking. I don't want to make this like a super long freaking video, but we started talking. And then I told her about our conversations we were having. Why are you doing this to me? I said, so-and-so, you know, I call her by her name. I said, I didn't know she had a daughter. And she goes, oh, yeah. Yeah, she's a daughter. I didn't want to ask her any personal questions, you know, because it's really rude. But Missy wanted me to, you know, I could tell, and she did. But she just opened right up and told me everything. So she goes, oh, you guys were talking about her daughter. I said, well, yeah, she's been showing me family photos and stuff. And she goes, oh, okay. She goes, yeah, well, her daughter wants nothing to do with her. I said, yeah, that's what she was telling me. I said, that's really sad. And she goes, no, actually, it's for the better. I was like, oh. And then she started telling me, you know, I didn't ask any questions. She offered this information. That nobody wanted to be around Missy or her husband or her son because of how mean she was. She was so mean throughout so many years. And this was way before they were all diagnosed with all this cancer. Because I asked her, I said, do you think the reason why she's mean is because, you know, all the sickness in her family? She said, no. She said the grandkids, which was, you know, her kids because she was married to her son. She said our children would always come over and, you know, with us when we came to visit, and she would get so grumpy and scream and yell at them and be so rude to them and just treat them like they were, you know, little annoying neighbor kids. So she said we stopped coming over because she was so hateful to our children. Sorry, my nose is running. And I was like, oh, wow. And she said, and her daughter doesn't want to be around her because she's so mean. She said, you know how she's mean to you? That's exactly how she's mean to her daughter. And her daughter was fed up. She was absolutely fed up. So she told herself she doesn't want anything to do with her. She spent so much money taking care of her cancer treatments and all this stuff. Her daughter paid for it all. Her daughter was always right there for her. And she was so mean to her daughter for no reason. She said everybody in the family banned themselves from her because she's just hateful. The only time she was nice is when she put on a front when they would have parties, you know, because her husband was a general. So he would have gatherings for the military at his house. She would open it up like a Jack in the Box. Just come to life. And As soon as they walked in, she'd greet them at the door, the biggest smile on her face. Oh my God, come on in. You know how when I took her to the hair salon, it's exactly the person she turned into every time her husband had a gathering or a party or whatever. And they had a big pool in the backyard. So she was like, her daughter-in-law was telling me this. She was like, she was the best hostess. She just, you know, went out of her way. She cooked everything. She never ordered anything. She was an excellent cook. Yeah, and always had their liquor cabinet stocked, even though they didn't drink because, you know, their company did. And I was saying, what the hell? She goes, that's the only people she was nice to, and that's the only reason, I mean, the only time she was a decent, nice person is for her husband's, you know, work people. And then her daughter-in-law told me, she's like, I think she only wanted and loved the money. And that's the only time she was happy and nice to people is when it had to do with money. She never worked a day in her life. Not one day. Her husband took care of her the entire time. So she was spoiled. She was just, you know, whatever she wanted, she got. And she felt like she could be a bitch to anybody she wanted to because she was a general's wife and nobody could do anything about it. And that's just how she was. I couldn't believe it. I really couldn't. Then her daughter told me, I've said this before on one of the Miss C story times, but in case you guys didn't hear that or see that one. When her husband went first and then her son. So when her husband was on his deathbed, literally on his deathbed, and the daughter-in-law was telling me this, his last words were, so-and-so, come here. He was talking to his son. So his son walks over and he said, do me one favor, please. This is my dying wish. Do me one favor. And the son said, anything, Dad, what is it? And he said, please be nice to your mother and take care of her, no matter how mean she is. He goes, I promise you, Dad. And literally he passed away. Miss C was not even there to hold her husband's hand as he was dying. I said, where was Miss C? And she goes, oh, she was sitting across the room reading a magazine. I'm not bullshitting you guys. That's why, you know, some of you guys in the comments are like, oh, you were harsh on her. Or, you know, most of you got my back. Most of you are like, how did you deal with that rude, hateful woman? Because she was. But some of you are like, you were too hard on her or whatever. No, she just hated everybody. And she didn't have mental issues. She didn't have anything wrong with her mentally. She was mentally very healthy. She just was mean. There's just people on this earth that are fucking mean, and she was. Reading a magazine as her husband's dying. And then, once he did pass, the daughter-in-law told me, she goes, I just started sobbing. And then she goes, and then Miss C gets up and she goes, she walks over to the son and hugs the son, and the son hugs her. And then the son said, Dad told me to always take care of you. And she goes, I don't need anybody to take care of me. And then she looks at her husband and she walks out of the room. She didn't hug her husband after he passed, didn't touch him, nothing. She just walked out of the room and she went to the waiting room. And she just sat there until a doctor came up to her. And then the doctor said, I'm so sorry for your loss, Miss C. And she's like, yep. The daughter-in-law told me that's what happened. Then, when her son got sick, diagnosed, and got really, really sick, she did the same thing. He was on his, you know, last few days of life, and the daughter-in-law said that she would barely show up to the hospital. She would ask, is he still hanging in there? And she'd show up every now and then, but she wasn't by his side, nothing. Just like the husband. Oh my God. I couldn't imagine my mother not being there for me as I'm dying. That's so terrible. Or your wife or your husband. But anyways, yeah, you guys. So I truly was the best caregiver for this woman. And I know that's the reason why God put me with her, because everybody kept quitting. Everybody was so mean to her and terrible to her back. But I wasn't. I hung in there. I told her daughter-in-law also, I said, I thought it was something I was doing. I thought, you know, she just really, truly hated me. And for no reason, I couldn't figure it out. She goes, no. If she could treat her own husband and son like that, you think you're something special? That's what she said. And I was like, absolutely not. But yeah. I'm gonna have to continue this one, because I'm so full. I can't eat the third one. No way. But I gotta continue on this day, because this day got even better. Oh my God, Miss C got in her daughter-in-law's face. Oh my God. Over nothing, you guys. Over nothing. It was crazy. As me and the daughter-in-law kept talking in there, Miss C would like look through the window, you know, like every now and then. But she wouldn't get up or wouldn't say a word or nothing. And I told the daughter-in-law, I said, is she gonna get upset that you're telling me all this? She goes, she doesn't even care what day it is right now. She doesn't care about anybody. She doesn't care that me and you are in this kitchen right now. She doesn't care what our conversation is or what anybody says. She doesn't care. I said, I believe that. Well, I gotta continue this for another video. Oh my God. So she gets up, she comes in. And it's about lunchtime, so I like sour cream and salsa. She comes in there, and then, you know, the daughter-in-law is like, not that it matters, but let's just change the subject. I said, okay, because we saw her coming. So she comes in and she starts making her lunch. And then her daughter-in-law goes, do you want me to do that for you? You know, like I always say. Oh, no, I don't. That ask you I want you to do this for me? Oh my God. It went on from there. And it was like watching a movie. Like, I was just sitting back in shock. They got into it right in front of me. And it was over just the daughter-in-law asking her, can I help you with lunch? And I'm thinking, dang, maybe she really does like me, because she's never got off on me like that before. I mean, that was bad. Wait till I tell you what happened. But that's for another video. But yeah, so the few of you out there that feel bad for her, I still feel bad for her, because no one should be that miserable, you know what I mean? But does not give you the right to treat people like that, especially people who are trying to help you or your family members. That's bullshit, and there's no excuse for that. I'm sorry. But I have a heart for people, and that was my job. So, yeah, I put up with a lot from this woman. Her family would not put up with it. If she was my family, I wouldn't put up with it either. I'd be like, kiss my ass. I ain't doing shit for you. Unless she had a mental, you know, disorder, then of course they can't help it. But she didn't. She was just a fucking asshole. Had it. I think that should be a in the dictionary. Fucking assholes. I'm so tired. This day has worn me out. I got up early to do my car bang this morning. Car bang. Then went shopping, then came home and did all this. Now I gotta go upload this video. So it never ends. But, oh, there's so much more. I'm gonna finish these chips and I'm done. But like I said, even the daughter-in-law said to me, she said, I can't believe that you put up with this. She goes, so many times I thought about just, you know, canceling our contract with you guys and just like doing something else. I didn't know what else to do because everybody kept quitting. And do you know why? I'm gonna close it off with this. I asked for this. I really did, because I was just dying to know. I said, can I ask you a personal question? You can totally say no. She goes, of course. I said, why is it that her whole family banned her, even her daughter, the grandkids, because they were all grown, you know, at this point with their own families. The grandkids wouldn't come over with their families. Everybody just exiled her. Wanted nothing to do with her. I said, how come you're the only one that's stuck around and taking care of her? She said, because you want to know why? I'll tell you why. Not because I want to, because she's so hateful to me as just as much as she is you. It's because when my husband was on his deathbed, he basically told me the same thing his dad told him. And her husband said, please, as long as my mother lives and you live, can you please always take care of her and never leave her alone or abandon her? And that's what her husband said to her. So she said, I love my husband so much. He was everything to me. So that's why I'm the only one that's left that will put up with it and take care of her and make sure she's always taken care of, because that was my husband's wish. And I was like, wow. Okay, I completely understand now. Mm-hmm. She goes, I think I'm the last one on the line. She goes, I doubt that, you know, years-wise and health-wise, I doubt that I will go before her. But if it's a, you know, an accident or a mishap, if I do happen to go before her, she said she will have nobody. She will literally be put in a home somewhere and just brushed under the rug. No family, no nothing. It's really, really sad, but yeah, her own grandchildren and her great-grandchildren, you know, they don't see her. Her daughter don't see her. She's so mean and hateful to everybody. Whew. But all right, I'm done. I had one tiny little drink during this whole video. But anyways. Oh my God, in heaven, that's so good. All right, I hope you guys enjoy this video. Thank you guys for clicking on this video, watching, loving me, supporting me. And I just want to go to bed. Like right now, I'm going to turn this camera off and just go to bed. But I can't. I told you guys this video would be up, and I'm going to make it happen even though I'm freaking tired. Plus, I ate 2 big meals today. You know, that always wants to make you want to lay down. But yes, you guys, the ranch is out of my hair. You know why I couldn't see it in that video? Because my glasses were white. So when I looked in the camera talking to you guys, it looked like my glasses. The stupid ranch looked like the part of my glasses. So I saw the white, but I didn't know it was ranch. I thought it was my glasses. Oh my God, my shades, whatever. Oh my God. But yes. Okay, yeah, I'm shutting this shit off. This was delicious. And I will see you guys on the next one. And I'm full. But it was really, really, really freaking good. I keep thinking I'm forgetting something. Anyways, I know all my messy story times are normally funny, and they are. Like this. It's funny what I went through and what I put up with. It's actually hilarious. But this one wasn't really funny. This one was more of a serious one. But there's a lot more funny ones to come. Me no bitch. Alright. I call everybody a bitch. Even my bitches out there. My homegirls. You're my bitches. And I call real bitches bitches. So, whatever. All right, I'm done. I've said that like 10 times. Okay, I love you. I'll see you on the next one. Stay safe, blessed, wherever you're at in the world. Keep that shit saucy. And give me the strength to upload this video before I pass out and go to bed. Okay, love you guys. Bye. This freaking floor, there's a whole fucking taco on the floor. Oh my God. And you should see my kitchen. That's it. I'm running away. I'm done. I've had it with you.